10 insights only. Central Asian Shepherd owners would understand. You know the drill. You scroll past the irresistibly fluffy puppy pics, sign the papers with a hopeful flourish, and drive home picturing idyllic cuddles on the sofa, maybe even a gentle leash walk around the block. Fast forward a couple of years, and that cozy sofa? It's probably seen better days, or perhaps it's just gone. The mailman now leaves packages at the end of the driveway, and your puppy, who now weighs more than you do, just calmly escorted a full-grown man off your porch by the sleeve, without so much as a bark. Congratulations, friend. You didn't just adopt a dog, you adopted a Central Asian Shepherd and Alabai, a guardian of ancient lineage. And the only syllabus they gave you for this incredible journey was a vague warning. Good luck. Well, consider this your owner's manual, the 10 unwritten laws the breeder conveniently forgot to mention. Get ready, because life with a Central Asian Shepherd is an adventure unlike any other. If you own one, you already know the truth deep in your bones. You didn't just get a dog, you essentially hired a furry, four-legged bouncer who works for kibble, pays himself in couch stuffing, and has opinions on everything. You're not their boss, you're more like their administrative assistant. So, if that resonates even a little, stick around. Each of these 10 insights will make you nod in weary recognition, laugh out loud, and maybe, just maybe, check your locks twice tonight. Because once you've experienced life with an Alabai, you'll understand that while they demand a lot, they give back even more in unwavering loyalty and hilarious, often challenging moments. Section 1. The fence is a suggestion. Your meticulously designed yard might look like Fort Knox to you, but a Central Asian Shepherd sees a 4-foot fence the way most of us see a speed bump. Technically there, mostly optional, and definitely an invitation to test boundaries. These majestic creatures patrol property lines with the gravitas of medieval knights, their entire being dedicated to the security of their domain. If their perceived perimeter feels too small, or if there's a particularly interesting squirrel on the other side, they won't hesitate to simply annex the neighbor's prize-winning rose garden. Their instinct to survey and protect vast territories, honed over centuries as livestock guardians in open Central Asian plains, doesn't just vanish because you've put up a suburban fence. Word of advice, and trust us on this: go 6 feet minimum, bury the footer deep to prevent digging, and add a lean-in or hot wire. Otherwise, prepare to explain to Mrs. Chen why her serene koi pond now has a very large, very furry, and very vigilant lifeguard. It's not defiance, it's just their interpretation of secure. And their interpretation usually involves a much larger radius than you initially planned for. Section 2. Socialization is not optional. Miss the absolutely critical 8 to 16 week socialization window, and congratulations. You've effectively installed a furry 150-pound burglar alarm that can't quite distinguish between a genuine threat and a friendly neighborhood skateboarder. To an unsocialized Alabai, every new sight, sound, and person becomes a potential intruder. That sweet grandma with a walker? She might just be the most sinister threat they've ever encountered. Their protective instincts are incredibly strong, a core part of their genetic makeup, but without proper guidance, they become indiscriminate. Daily walks in diverse environments, gentle introductions to friendly strangers who perhaps offer a high-value treat, and carefully supervised play sessions with stable, well-adjusted dogs are non-negotiable. These experiences are what turn a loaded weapon of protectiveness into a discriminating, discerning guardian. Skip this crucial step, and you'll spend the next decade apologizing to the UPS driver, probably from another zip code, because your dog has decided their truck is a hostile invasion. It's about teaching them to protect, not just they should protect. Section 3. They train you. First ever tried to force an Alabai into a sit-stay for sport, just because you think they... Watch their eyes glaze over, filled with an almost bored contempt. They're not being stubborn. They're contemplating the existential futility of your request. These dogs, with their ancient lineage of independent decision-making, practically wrote the original terms and conditions manual for dog ownership. You either negotiate with them, appealing to their logic and self-interest, or you lose. They aren't the kind of breed that lives to please. They live to protect and to make logical decisions. Motivation, therefore, is absolutely key. Think high-value treats, short and engaging sessions, and, crucially, demonstrating that the desired behavior genuinely benefits the flock, which, let's be honest, is your family. Once they decide a cue is profitable, once they understand the why, their compliance flips to instant, almost robotic precision. But make no mistake, the first contract negotiation is always on their desk, not yours. They're observing you, learning your patterns, and subtly, yet effectively, training to meet needs. It's a partnership, but they're definitely the senior partner. Section 4. Shedding season is a weather event. Once a year, sometimes twice, they blow their coat. And by blow, I mean you could genuinely assemble an entire second dog from the sheer volume of fur tumbleweeds that will colonize every corner of your home. Their thick, coarse double coat, designed to protect them from harsh Central Asian winters and scorching summers, becomes a fluffy, inescapable blizzard. Grooming isn't a weekly chore. It's more like a triage situation. You'll become intimately familiar with the undercoat rake, the force dryer, and a willing suspension of dignity as you battle the fur tsunami. Pro tip: conduct all major grooming sessions outside. Attempting an indoor blow-dry will instantly transform your living room into a snow globe that smells faintly of wet sheep. You'll still find fur in the freezer, in your coffee, and somehow, inexplicably, in sealed containers. But at least the sofa might regain its original color. Embrace the fur. It's a constant, tangible reminder of the magnificent creature sharing your life. Section 5. Exercise needs are deceptive. Don't misunderstand. They're large dogs, but they don't need marathon runs or hours of fetch like a border collie. Their exercise needs are deceptive because they're not about burning energy. They're about having a job. 10 laps of the yard after dark, barking at air molecules or the rustling leaves, absolutely counts as cardio in their book. What they truly crave, what their ancient instincts demand, is purpose. Give them a backpack to carry on walks. Or better yet, if you're in the right environment, a small flock of goats or chickens to monitor, and you'll witness a deeply satisfied dog. This isn't just about physical activity, it's about mental engagement. Skip the mental stimulation, and they'll happily redesign your irrigation system with crater-quality enthusiasm, or rearrange your landscaping with creative digging projects. Think guardian puzzles, scent trails, or varying your nightly patrol routes to keep them mentally sharp and engaged. A tired Alabai is a happy Alabai, but a mentally stimulated Alabai is a truly content one. Section 6. Affection is measured in tons. Forget about personal space. That concept simply doesn't exist in the Alabai dictionary. They'll pin you to the wall, all 150+ pounds of them, rest one massive paw on your chest, and sigh contentedly like a grandpa settling into his favorite armchair for bingo. Your 170-pound security detail must maintain physical contact at all times, a constant reassuring presence. Bathroom trips? Oh, those become a team sport, with a furry shadow diligently waiting just outside the door, or often inside. And good luck explaining to house guests that the hug they just received, which left them slightly breathless, is actually a tactical assessment, a declaration of ownership, and a profound expression of affection. Spoiler alert, if you flinch, you fail. This constant physical connection is their way of keeping their flock safe, of asserting their presence, and of showering you with their unique brand of love. While generally gentle with their family, their sheer size means you'll always need to supervise interactions, especially with small children, to prevent accidental bumps or knocks during their enthusiastic expressions of affection. They don't mean to be clumsy, they just don't realize their own immense strength. Section 7. Health checks are a moving target. Under all that glorious loose skin lurk the potential for common large breed health issues that every owner must be vigilant about. Hip dysplasia, elbow issues, bloat, and various heart murmurs can be concerns. Regular, monthly hands-on inspections are crucial. Feel for heat, swelling, or any changes in their gait. These proactive checks can save you thousands later. Keep a well-stocked first aid kit that includes essentials like Gas X, a potential lifesaver for bloat-by time, and schedule X-rays at 2 years old to establish a baseline for their joints. While the average lifespan for a Central Asian Shepherd is a respectable 12-17 years, catching problems early is often the difference between a happy, comfortable senior dog and what can feel like a senior medical mortgage. Their stoic nature means they often hide discomfort, so you have to be their advocate, keenly observing every subtle change. Section 8. They speak in rumbling, not barking. Early socialization teaches them to escalate a situation, but their default soundtrack isn't a frantic bark. It's a low, almost subsonic grumble that vibrates through the very foundations of your home and often through your couch. Visitors frequently mistake it for an aggressive growl, their eyes widening in alarm. But you, the seasoned owner, know it's simply the canine equivalent of muttering, "I'm watching you, pal," or "I'm here, I'm aware, and I'm on duty." You'll learn to decipher the frequencies. An idle, deep mutter usually means they're curious or just generally observant. A slightly rising pitch indicates suspicion or a heightened level of interest. But a full-throated, chest-vibrating boom, that's your cue that backup plans should already be in motion because something has truly crossed their line of acceptable behavior. It's a nuanced language, a constant commentary on their world, and understanding it is key to living harmoniously with your watchful giant. Section 9. Property rights. Extend to everything. To an Alabai, the concept of mine is absolute, and it extends far beyond their food bowl or favorite toy. Your kid's bright plastic dinosaur? Guarded. That delivery pizza you just brought in? Considered a monitored national treasure. They'll meticulously inventory every grocery bag, every house guest, and yes, even that stray sock that fell behind the dryer. This isn't necessarily aggression, it's their deeply ingrained instinct to protect resources for their pack. Teaching a solid enough cue, paired with consistent trade-up games, where you offer something even better in exchange for the guarded item, is crucial. This helps prevent resource guarding from escalating into a full-blown hostage negotiation situation. Practice early and often, because once adolescence hits, sharing often becomes an elective they rarely sign up for. They're not being selfish, they're simply fulfilling their ancient role as the protector of all things valuable within their domain. Section 10. They don't die, they retire on the job. Most dogs, even large breeds, start to slow down significantly around 10 years old. Central Asian Shepherds, however, merely swap their youthful sprint patrols for strategic surveillance. Their joints might stiffen, their steps might become a little slower, but the brain, that sharp, discerning guardian mind, stays incredibly keen. You'll need to provide ramps for easier access, invest in orthopedic beds for comfort, and adjust to shorter, more frequent walks. But crucially, keep them in the loop. Moving the flock, even if it's just you going to the mailbox, is still a vital task. A guardian without purpose, regardless of age, ages overnight. Let them mentor the next puppy. Let them impart their wisdom and subtle warnings to a younger generation, and you'll witness the old General Teach cadet protocols no human ever could. Their spirit of guardianship endures, a quiet, unwavering presence until their very last breath. If any of these insights hit home, if you've ever had a conversation with your dog about the existential threat of a garden gnome, then you're officially part of the club. Tap that subscribe button, and more importantly, drop your own unwritten law in the comments below. Because nobody understands the unique, sometimes chaotic, always rewarding life with a 170-pound opinionated toddler quite like this community. Share your stories because we get it. Conclusion. Living with a Central Asian Shepherd isn't just a pet project. It's a profound, negotiated partnership, a four-legged security contract signed in slobber and fur. Give them clear boundaries, consistent and early socialization, a meaningful job, and your unwavering, unconditional respect, and you will never, ever find a more loyal, fearless, or unintentionally hilarious roommate. They will shed on your soul, patrol your dreams, and still have the absolute gall to look deeply offended when you dare to buy a new couch. Because everyone knows, furniture is communal property in an Alabai household. Welcome to the club, my friend. Keep the fur roller handy, the gate locked, and your heart open. It's a wild ride, but you wouldn't trade it for anything.